This is called 5 Minutes or Less on why AP classes are not enough. So oftentimes when we talk about closing the achievement gap, people want to say, hey, we have AP classes, yay. Here's the thing about AP classes, and I'm saying this as a former AP Gov teacher. The AP curriculum is whitewashed and sanitized. So when it comes to traditional curriculum, so I taught AP government. I'm a history teacher, or that's my background. When you look at just traditional history classes, they're already whitewashed and sanitized. Your child is already not learning their history, or your white child is getting a very skewed version of history, because all they're learning about is the contributions and the positive aspects of white people in this country, and nothing related to the detrimental aspects of white supremacy on indigenous and populations of color. So your white students aren't getting true history. Your students of color definitely aren't getting real history. But when you add AP curriculum, so let's say your kid only took AP history classes, well, now the problem is exacerbated, because in the AP curriculum, and again, look this up yourself, there's some conservative group that had influence over the college board that sanitized the AP curriculum even more so. So it was already it's a white supremacist curriculum. That's essentially what it is. So what do I mean by that? I mean that the contributions of people of color, because let's be real, let's take a minute a moment for real talk. The United States would not exist without the exploitation of communities of color. The indigenous community that was here, who had this land before white people came, they were wiped out. Less than 1% of the native population is still here. That's called genocide. We talk about the genocide that happened in Germany. We don't talk about the genocide that happens here. Native American people were slaughtered, brutally slaughtered, raped, killed, pedophilia, all the fun aspects of colonization and white supremacy. That's what happened. So the land was stolen first, then exploited slave labor, then exploited Asian labor, then exploited Mexican labor, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So the point is that you can't tell the story of the United States without including people of color, because white folks were busy kicking back while we were doing most of the hard work. So it's ridiculous. That being said, the AP curriculum, what they do is they teach what's on the test. And what's on the test is Eurocentric white supremacist stuff. So I'm saying, so by the fact that students of color and the contributions of people of color are not going to be on the test sends a message that our contributions are not important enough that people should know them. That it should be expected that you will graduate high school with the knowledge of the contributions of non-white populations. So it's super sanitized. They're only going to teach what's on the test, and they just recently added, and this is, I'll do your own research, the letter, Martin Luther King's letter, Birmingham jail, to I think U.S. AP curriculum. But outside of that, these kids don't have to learn anything, and a lot of these white kids are taking AP classes and they're graduating without knowing any contributions from populations of color, which makes it a lot easier for them to go and then dehumanize these populations, or find other ways to participate in institutionalized racism against these populations. So, and here's the last part. If you are not dealing with the attitudes of the teachers who are teaching AP classes, it does not matter how many brown students you have in that class. Because if I, as a student, know and feel that my teacher does not believe in me because I am a brown student or a black student or whatever marginalized population, then that's going to affect my ability to do well in class. If I'm talking to somebody as I'm talking to them, I know that they don't think I'm smart, or they don't think I'm human, or don't think I belong here, I'm not going to excel in your class. And that has nothing to do with my intellectual ability. It has everything to do with my need for security and safety while I'm learning new challenging material. So until real professional development is in place, or these teachers are really forced to deal with the racist attitudes they bring into the classroom against their black and brown students, again, AP classes will not be enough. So It's sanitized. Students get the message you're not even on the test, so you're not important. And the attitudes of AP teachers sends the message that you don't really believe in these students and you don't believe that they'll be successful. That was not 5 minutes or less. I should make it 6 minutes or less. But that's why AP classes are not enough. Thank you. Bye.